Once again, guys, this is the Prince of Investing, the Prince of Investing show coming all the way live from Honolulu, Hawaii. But of course, I'm here in Denver, Colorado. Don't forget to hit the like, subscribe, comment, and share button for everybody that catches the playback and all the people that are live. Thank you for tuning in. But as always, guys, I don't have a lot of time, and I definitely you guys don't have a lot of time, so we're going to jump straight into it. So today's topic, as you can see in the description box and to the title, we're going to be talking about index universal life policies, right? You know, these are these strange things that some of us heard about where you can invest with getting some of the market without getting none of the downside, the whole life policy. But I have a very, very special guest on the line calling all the way from Virginia that's going to be our expert. She's our expert. She's a Forbes contributor. She's a doctor known around the industry, the financial guru, wealth goddess, financial advisor, wealth guru, all of the great stuff. But I know you didn't come here just to hear my voice, so let me go ahead and introduce my very, very special guest, Miss Dr. Shirely Luu. How you doing? How you doing, Dr. Shirley?
Thank you very much for having me, Prince. Very much appreciate it. Doing great. Thank you.
So now, for the people out there who don't know who you are, who are you?
Well, what I do is I'm basically a broker, and we do business across 50 states. I got into the financial services for a very different reason. My husband had passed away unexpectedly and left me with 3 kids, with no life insurance. So I wanted to get into the financial and really educate women to understand what's out there. What do you have? And then, of course, Prince, I find out that a lot of men sometimes when I ask them, what about, what's going on with your financial? And the next answer they give me is that, oh, my wife does it all. So it's a conversation that I don't think men and women have frequently enough that's needed. Yes.
Wow. So you with 3 kids, your husband passed away with no life insurance.
Yes, sir. Well,
wow. How did you make it? How did you figure it out?
Well, you know what? To be honest with you, it was a struggle at that time because, when you're sitting there, you got, 4 mouths to feed. Where do you go? And I was very fortunate in my life at that time. Heard that in the industry there were new product emerging, indexed annuity and indexed life. And to be honest with you, 13 years ago, it sounded too good to be true. No one believed me. No one trusted it. Never heard of it. Do you know today is one of those miracle days? I had a client 10 years ago, a doctor, cardiologist, came in today. He said, Miss Luu, I'm 70 years old. You met me 10 years ago. You did my first annuity account. I gave you a total of $331,000. You told me I could never lose my money. You told me I could have guaranteed lifetime income. Can I please execute it today? Do you know I'm proud to say, Prince, that today I executed a lifetime income stream of $41,000 every year to the day he dies. He'll never, ever run out. And God forbid, if he ever gets sick, the money doubles.
Wow.
How's that?
Now, that's the thing about it. Great topic. And the reason why we're having this topic today is because I want to get into annuity. I want to get into, it's like a hidden gem on the financial industry. We all think about stocks, bonds, CDs, real estate, all the Forex, all these type of investment vehicles that are great for everyone that's out there. But it's the hidden gem. No one ever knows about life insurance and how life insurance can play a role or be used as an investment vehicle. So we're going to talk about that. We're going to talk about the pros and the cons of it and things like that. Now, someone out there who doesn't know, index universal life policy, what is that?
Well, index universal life policy is kind of like a hybrid life insurance where it gives you the best of both worlds. Okay, so let's start back with the very basic fundamental first. People go to work, they have term insurance. Cheap, goes away, and eventually you don't have it. Okay, that's term. And then they got the whole life 4% guarantee. Then the universal life where it gives about 6% guarantee. And the last part is the variable universal life where you make a lot of money, but you could lose a lot of money. Well, the index is a hybrid between the two. Here's what it does. The index is that if you gave me $10, that $10, part of it will be paying for life insurance, and the rest of it will go into somewhat like an investment. Now, under the index universal life is that they're not going to take your $10 and invest it in the market. They're just going to use the market, the S&P 500, as a way to measure how much credits to give you when the market does perform. So, for example, there were years where the market did really well. Well, guess what? My client made, in some cases, make 17, 18, 25% gain inside a life insurance policy. However, when the market was losing money for the past couple of days, weeks that you've been seeing, it's locked down. There are no losses at all. So what you have is you have like a staircase. When the market performs, you go up with the market, and the market goes down. It's locked down, and there are no losses. So that's, to me, is what an indexed universal life it does. And to be honest with you, because it's important, I want my money to gain, and at the same time, I'm concerned about the market loss. So index gives you the best of both worlds without that. But guess what, Bud? Here's the thing, what people don't understand about. You're right, Prince. It is the absolute gem of the industry because inside of life insurance, the money is growing tax deferred. If you structure this thing properly, the entire things, all the gain is tax deferred as well. And then you've got compounded interest on top of it. And then when you take it out, you structure it out as a loan feature with no taxes for your retirement. How's that? Okay?
That sounds pretty good, right? Now, I had a question for you, right?
Yeah.
Now, you said that is there a cap on your upside? Because you said that, hey, you get all the market gains, but you get none of the market losses. Is there a cap to the upside?
Well, under Index Universal Life, a lot of agency brokerage firm out there will be selling you Index IUL. But the one that I have, that I represent, some of my carrier, has no cap. Okay, Prince, a lot of financial advisors are going to be sitting there, their mouth is probably dropping right now, okay? They're like, no, what do you mean, no cap? I can tell you that, okay? Because you know how I go into a room and I say that, they look at me like, what planet are you from? Planet Earth, Well, the reason I have several companies that have proprietary product that's specially designed for us, for our clientele, that is no cap. What I mean to say that is I'm talking about no cap on the gain, okay, bud? Whatever the S&P 500 does, you can make that. Now, it depends on the carrier and the company. There may be a fee involved with it, okay? So, for example, Prince, let's say one company said, you know what, if the market makes, I don't care how much it makes, let's say make 25%, I may take a 4% fee. They'll credit you 21%. Follow me? Okay? One company may say, so they range as, 4% or 4.75, but here's the beautiful part. There's the floor is zero. However, there's also another scenario where if the client may say, I don't want the 4% fee, fine. Then we'll put you into an index product where you can have a cap, could be at 12.5 or 15% or whatever it may be, but there's no fees on that. But the maximum you can earn on those is 15%. You understand what I'm saying? Or 12%. Because as an independent broker, I can represent many companies and find what's the right best solution. So that's what it is. But there's another unique thing to this, and I'm about to shock you right now. Prince, imagine this. Are you ready? You're a business owner. You're a business owner, and typically a business owner have what is called your retirement plan. They may create what's called 401k, IRA, whatever. The very old traditional stuff, right? What if I came to you and I say, Prince, what have you used an account where we're using the bank's money to front load into your retirement account? Using the bank's to front load into your retirement account. Have you heard of that?
Money. So you're using the bank's money to front load into your retirement account. What is that called?
It's, guess what? An index universal life policy life. What if I can tell you, let's say you're a business owner, and I'll give you a really great example. Let's say today, typically you may go and put in an IRA $25,000. Well, imagine if you put in $25,000, my bank match you $25,000. You put in another $25,000, my bank match you another $25,000. We do it for 5 consecutive years. You're done, bud. You no longer have to put anything in there, Prince. Year 6 through 10, 25 to 25 is $50,000, right? My bank will fund the entire $50,000 for the next 5 years after that. You're talking about index IUL on steroids. Do you understand what I'm saying here? You're having front load this money into the account that you can put it on steroid, where now it's growing tax deferred and is in an S&P 500, right? Where now you can have a market gain, and if the market goes down, you still don't lose anything. The only catch is very simple. the money that I gave you from the bank, they're going to charge you an interest rate, a very low interest rate, LIBOR rate, right? LIBOR is very low. You know that, right?
How much is this? How much is this interest rate going to be?
Well, LIBOR, typically LIBOR plus bank fees. LIBOR has been running sometimes 3%, 2%, 4%, 5%. So think about this. You're loaning out the money, right? Let's say at 4% or 5%, right? But at the same time, you've got this other money, your money plus the bank's money on top of it, putting it into an index product where it can participate S&P 500. And we did a hypothetical illustration roughly around 7% long term. Here's the beautiful part about this account. Inside this life insurance, utilizing this unique feature down the road, the bank, of course, goes in after 15 years, gets their money out of what they loan you, right? So they reach inside your life insurance and take that portion out, leave the rest money for you, and imagine this: at age 65, the account distributes tax-free income versus loan feature. It's pretty neat, via loan feature. Let's say, gosh, I did one the other day for a kid, 32 years old, putting in $20,000 a year, and at retirement, she's going to get like $150,000 tax-free retirement every single year for the rest of her life.
$150,000 tax-free. Now, what if someone came in and got an IUL, Index Universal Life, and let's say they were 30, but they want to retire at 45?
Well,
could that be done for them, or do they have to wait to 65?
You don't have to wait to 65. It's retirement is all about how much you put in and how much you can make during the time that you have. Remember, I told you that program on steroid, IU on steroids, that we're using the bank's program. I'm telling you, if you structure it properly, right? Whether you're 40 years old and let's say 15 years from now, which is you're 55, and you said, "Hey, I want a stream of income." What a great way to front load, right? Using other people's money, and then after 15 years, we pay the bank the loan money off, and then we turn right around. Guess what? Distribute a tax-free income from that life insurance. And not only that, you ready for this, bud? The IUL, the index IUL, is not only life insurance. Guess what it has nowadays? It has chronic illness, critical injury. It has terminal. It has accelerated. Every single benefit that I gave you at no charge included as well. So now you've got a $1.5 million life insurance. If you get critical injury, you can accelerate a part of it, right, to use while you're alive and not dead. Because, I see a lot of time people get sick way before they're dead, Prince.
Wow.
And if you think that's going to happen to you, Index IU is the perfect way to do it. And I love it.
I have a question.
Yeah.
Dr. Dawson, I got a question for you.
Yeah.
What are the downsides to this? What's the disadvantages?
You ready? I wouldn't call it the disadvantages, but it's a long-term thing, right? Number one, when you're thinking about this, okay, I want to save this for a retirement stream of income down the road. You have to do it for a long term. It's not something you get in a year, 2 years, 4, 5 years and get out of, okay? It is a 10-year better plan, right? That's the first thing. The second thing is that what I get objection is that, I hate life insurance, right? But guys, let me tell you, people don't you realize life insurance is one of the most best creation of wealth where you leave a legacy for your family. And guess what I find out? Majority of the American of U.S. of A. do not leave any legacy for their family most of the time. Most of the time, even in the minority community, think about it. When they pass away, what happens? They pass a hat around. Or today, they go fund me. Right?
Okay, you're right.
Well, we should change it. You and I have the power to let our kids become millionaire overnight. Rich people know how to leave generation of wealth by utilizing life insurance, and the rest of us don't. Honestly, we don't. Why? Don't you rather have your kids, other kids borrow your kids' money instead of vice versa? See, I believe if you and I see it all the time. So for one thing is that life insurance leave a legacy, a generation of it. Okay, and now another thing, objection. I hate to pay life insurance. Well, I just told you it's one of the greatest shelter being able to, have an account growing tax deferred and becomes tax advantage tax free. The other thing is, okay, so what? I paid, let's say, 25% fee, right, for a life insurance, but it does give my family tax-free death benefit. I think that's important. Do I rather pay Uncle Sam the money or I'd rather pay 25% of that inside a life insurance policy to leave something for my family. I think I'd rather have for my family instead of Uncle Sam. You know? Yeah.
Got a question for you, right? So for people out there that are not following what we're saying, just tuning on. So index universal life policy is it's technically an insurance policy that you pay just like regular life insurance, but some of the money goes to your premium, your life insurance. The rest of the money goes into a separate account that tracks the S&P 500 that gets some of the S&P or all of the S&P 500 ups, none of the downs. Now, that money that's over there, can I borrow against that money?
Absolutely. That's the other beautiful part. If there's cash value into the account, that you have it and cash surrender and all that stuff, it's beautiful. You can always take up to, believe it or not, up to 90% of your money. Because why? You want to still keep the other 10% active so that the account doesn't go, into a taxable event. And so, if I need money, I borrow against it. And by the way, how about this? What if you borrow it and you don't have to pay it back? How's that?
So you don't have to pay the money back?
No. And some people said, whoa. What do you mean you don't have to pay it back? Okay? Here's why you don't have to.
Sure, I got a question. Another question, too, before I jump into that. What do you have to say to the person that says, hey, instead of paying all this money in a whole life policy, why don't I just get me a cheap term policy, just invest the rest into the S&P 500? What do you have to say to that?
Well, I'll give you an example. You've heard of I hate to say this name, but it'll start with the letter P. Okay? The letter P company promote that. Buy terms, invest the difference. Right? So I wish Prime America.
Okay.
Okay. So what happens is that I said, you know what? I wish I can bring some of those agents, sit across all my clients that are 50s, 60s. Try one of them, 71 years old today. Radio show host on Sirius XM. Find out that his term has ended, and now it's going to cost him, you would not believe, almost $20,000 a year for a term policy of same coverage. How do you explain that? Okay? Because all the terms are running out.
The term eventually runs out. They'll run out.
It runs out, and they can't qualify. They're too old and all this stuff, and it just cost prohibitive, right? So that's buying term, okay? Because you're betting against the insurance company you can die a certain period of time. I don't know when I'm going to die. And if you look at a statistic, how much term pays out, are you kidding me? I wish they could sit in front of my clients today, Prince, the one heartbreak that he's got, diagnosed with cancer. You know what I mean? Things like that. He said, Shirley, unless I die within the next 6 months, my family will not get anything. Did you know there was a congressman? I got to get you the article. There was a gentleman who had committed suicide because he had to do it because his term was getting ready to run out, and he was sick, and he wanted his wife to collect the money. Yeah. So now, invest the difference. I'm sorry, I forgot to answer about invest the difference. Okay, so invest the difference. Great if the market goes up. What happened? The market goes down. Do you know 3 days ago I had an opportunity to sit across the vice president level of a very big bank, Capital One. Okay, he has a group of investment folks that he runs operation and all that, right? So he saw my program that I told you about the index using, life insurance, and I did a hypothetical return of 7%, right? Do you know what he said to me, Prince? He goes, Miss Lou, you're running it at such a high interest rate right there, aren't you? And I looked at him dead in the eyes and I said, excuse me, sir, I'm using the S&P 500. And he said, well, you know what the S&P 500 has been for the past 20 years. It's only 5-point-something% return. Did you know that, Prince? Did you know that all the 401k, the IRA out there, has been only 5-point-something, and all these financial advisors, a lot of folks too. No, it's awesome. It's awesome. But guys, it's only been awesome the last 5 years. You know what? I say things that people don't like to hear it. But you know what? I admire this executive that he sat there and I told him, I said, do you know you're the first executive admitted to me that because most of the time fight against me that. And then so I went back to say, I said, oh, by the way, you told me that my 7% is kind of high. Aren't your entire team is recommending folks to put in stock and mutual fund and other stuff? Isn't that that you believe in the market's going to do well? You and I are linked to the same market. I believe in the long term the market could make money. So what's not to like? Yeah, it was cool.
The question is, so you say historically IULs, following the S&P 500, taking some of the ups and none of the downs, returns about 7%.
Yes, more than that, more than 7. Yes.
So 7 is like the floor.
Well, what we did, we went back 20 years. In the index product, depends on the fund that you have, and every fund that I had, it has averages more than 7%. That's correct, more than 7. And the S&P only did 5 point something, 5.76 or something like that. Yeah.
And then also, if I had a custodian account, if I started my own custodian account or whatnot, and I did it for my children, and I did this for my children, and I had a custodian account, I have to pay taxes on that money, on that long-term capital gains. Now, with the IUL, would you recommend those for children?
Oh, you know what? I just did one the other day where I front-loaded into the child's children's account. So that when it's 18 years old, this parents, they just had the baby, they front load into this thing, and that way, they can take it out as a loan feature with no taxes. That's a unique way. Every client is different, of course. You know what I mean? It depends. Some client tells me, "Oh, Shirley, I want to get $20,000 a year, or I want 50,000, 100,000, for paying college education." And then, of course, some of them said, "Oh, Shirley, I only can do $50 a month." So again, it depends what kind of money we're talking about.
How much the parents can put in.
Exactly. How much parents can put in, because this is a decision we need to make. Okay, do we put into using the parents' account, as a shelter, or do we use it as the child? You know what I mean? So in that case, everybody is different, how this thing is designed. But I love it. I think it's new, dynamic way of doing saving and investment, retirement. Gosh, there'll be another session. Hopefully you and I can talk about so much more than what an IO can do, Yeah.
Okay. So for people out there that are listening, that are tuning in across the globe, and they're like, wow, this sounds like a pretty awesome idea, they want to get more information from you, how do we get in contact with you?
Well, they can Google me. It's real easy.
Or do you just want to tell
Shirley.
Or do you want to tell, hey, contact friends, okay.
Yeah, Shirley, Shirley. Yeah, and Lou, Luu. But you can ShirleyLouFinance.com. ShirleyLouFinance.com. And one of the things that's upcoming 2018, 2019, you're going to be seeing a lot more exposure of things that I'm going to be involved with. I know that I've just recently, signed some agreement with some of the ESPN show that I'm going to be on. A lot of radio show. I am on a lot of cable show, TV shows now. Been fortunate enough, like I said, exposure in the Forbes October 2016 issue. And actually, summer of this year, June, there are going to be several articles coming out. One of them is in the Oprah magazine. You may have, and also another Entrepreneur magazine as well. And of course, I've got tons of other podcasts and things like that I'm scheduled to talk and just getting on and getting all these different products out there to people that they don't know. There are no cost to contact me at all. It's a free. I've got a team of associates across 50 states. Everywhere I go to, Texas, like you said, I'm flying to California. I'm going to Vegas. Do a ton of speaking engagement events. And what's nice is that corporation and company and attorney now are all reaching out to me and joining partnership in getting this financial education out there to the folks, And my direct line, my direct cell contact is 703-608-1203. And absolutely.
Definitely. And all the contact information, website, and stuff will be in the description box so you guys can see. And if you want to reach out to me, Shirley Luu. So, Shirley, to anybody out there, that's Dr. Shirley, anybody that's out there, is there anything that you want to say before we get out of here?
Yeah, you know what? I know, we'll give you a free analysis. Take a look at where you are. At the same time, we're growing tremendously as well, too. And as a matter of fact, right now I'm doing a bunch of hiring as well, too, Prince. So if anyone want to gain in the financial industry, I'm always looking for good people as I'm, spreading my wings really big, fast right now. And I love to partner up with some of the good people out there, And thank you so much, friends. I can't wait to meet you one day as well.
I'm nobody to meet. Trust me, I'm nobody to meet. But anyway,
my sister lives in Denver.
Okay. Oh wow. Okay.
Are you in Denver?
Well, Denver has to make that happen. Yes, I'm in Denver right now. shooting, even though we're shooting in Hawaii. So, but anyway, guys, we got to wrap the show up. Thank you guys for tuning in. As always, I'm your host, the Prince of Investing, Prince Dice, coming to you guys live from Honolulu, Hawaii. Until the next video podcast, or whatever you see me do crazy around the globe, peace, be safe, I'm out, and thank you.
You